The Daydream. Elena first noticed it after the funeral. Her mother had died quietly in her sleep. A small mercy, they said, after the long battle with cancer. The night after the service, Elena dreamt of her mother again. But not sick, not frail. She was vibrant, strong, standing in the garden wearing the same sun hat she used to wear in summer. "You're going to be okay, sweetheart," her mother said, tucking a flower behind Elena's ear. "And something good is coming. Just wait." She woke with tears on her face and a strange, gentle warmth in her chest. 2 days later, the email came in. An internship she'd forgotten she even applied for, a small but prestigious art gallery in London, offered her a full-time position. The pay was excellent. Too good, in fact. Elena stared at the screen, blinking, remembering how in her dream her mother had said something good was coming. Coincidence, she told herself. But it happened again. She dreamt of rain, torrential, flooding streets. And in the dream, she saw a friend from college soaked and screaming, trapped in a car as water climbed up the windows. She called him the next morning. Shaken, he laughed it off, but 2 days later, she saw it on social media. He'd posted a video. A flash flood caught him off guard while driving. "Almost lost the car, LOL," he wrote. Elena felt sick. She stopped telling people about the dreams. A pattern began to emerge. It wasn't just that her dreams were real. It was that they were shaping reality. One night, she dreamt of a man, a stranger, tall, dark eyes, a crooked smile. He touched her hand in a crowded cafe, and her stomach flipped with something like recognition. When she woke, the feeling lingered like the ghost of perfume in the air. 2 weeks later, she met him. His name was Mark. They collided on the steps of the National Gallery. Coffee spilled. Apologies. And then that smile. From the start, it felt like déjà vu. Every moment, every line of conversation. Predicted, remembered, Mark loved her completely, passionately. He moved in after just a month. She didn't question it. It felt meant. But then, the dreams turned. She began waking in sweat, heart pounding. Nightmares filled with shadowy figures. People without faces clawing at her windows. Mark, standing over her bed, whispering words she couldn't understand. Paintings melting. Blood dripping from the corners of her apartment. The next day at the gallery, a painting fell from the wall with no cause. When she picked it up, the canvas had been slashed from the inside. She tried to tell herself she was just stressed. Too much caffeine. Too little sleep. But that night, she dreamt of herself, standing in her hallway, watching herself from behind. The second Elena raised a knife and whispered, "Wake up." She screamed herself awake. Mark grew colder, distant, but his eyes always watched her, hungrily, knowingly. Sometimes, she'd catch him staring at her reflection instead of her face. She found sketches in his drawer, drawings of her sleeping, of her decaying. One showed her with her mouth sewn shut, eyes wide in terror. He denied drawing them. He claimed they weren't his, but he smiled when he said it. She started dreaming of things she didn't understand. Symbols, cryptic chants, distant bells. And always that same version of herself, appearing just before waking, whispering fragments of warnings. "Stop dreaming. He isn't real. You didn't make him up. He made you." One night, she tried not to sleep. She took caffeine pills. She scrubbed the kitchen clean. She read aloud from old books, anything to stay awake. But around 3:33 a.m., her vision blurred, and she collapsed on the couch. In her dream, she stood in the gallery alone. Every painting showed her, but twisted, one of her drowning, one burning, one screaming silently, reaching out from a frame. Then Mark appeared, holding a paintbrush dripping with blood. "You gave me life," he said softly, "and now I'll give you eternity." Elena woke entombed in canvas. Her screams were muffled, her limbs stiff, her skin stretched thin and painted over. In the real world, she hung silently on the gallery wall, eyes wide, forever watching. Mark stepped back from the finished piece. Smiling, he signed the corner with her name. The next morning, a visitor paused in front of the painting and murmured, It almost feels alive. Behind the layers of oil and varnish, Elena dreamed again, but this time she couldn't wake up. If you like my videos, like, share, and subscribe if you want to see more.